can't find my way back to you until you make amends with the demon.
Hi, I'm Ashley Pacheco, and this is the Student Voice. Today we're going to be talking about friend stresses. My panelist today is...
I'm Caroline Parenti. I'm in 7th grade and I'm on the Red Knights.
And...
I'm Nathaniel Silva. I'm in 7th grade and I'm on the Red Knights.
So, with a busy schedule and homework at night, is it hard to maintain friendships with others?
Well, you know, with a good balance of homework and friends, homework comes first and friends come second. That's like a universal code. You always have to do school before friends.
And you, Caroline?
Well, the teachers have been good this year with easing us into the school year with the workload, and so we have time to manage our friends and our schoolwork, and we can usually figure it out pretty well.
Yeah, they definitely do that for us. Even you, like, guys are coming in from from my cab, I'm sorry. Friends sometimes spread rumors about you. How do you guys handle this kind of stress?
Well, first of all, you want to stay calm and not spread any back, because you don't want to fight fire with fire. And you want to talk to someone you can trust, like Miss Murray, our guidance counselor. And if you're comfortable, then talk to the person, to the source of the rumor, and just try to see if you can do anything about it.
Yeah, that's great advice. Like, we have Mrs. Murray, and, you know, you should, only if you feel comfortable, talk to the person. How about you, Nate?
Well, just like Caroline said, you want to go to the source and talk to that person, and you also want to go tell a trusted adult, not just any adult, but an adult you know that would handle this situation the right way.
That's great advice. What do you guys do when you're in an argument with someone? Do you, like, what is your opinion on what do you do?
Well, in an argument with someone, you want to talk it out with them, and you don't want to say anything you'll regret, because they're under the same stress as you. And if it starts to get really bad, like threats, then you also want to talk to a trusted adult.
And you always do that?
Yes.
How about you, Nate?
Well, I would want to resolve it immediately. I don't want, like, a broken friendship and, like, turn out bad. I want a win-win situation that'll make both of us happy and both of us stay friends.
And you also always do that? Great. Peer pressure is also a stressful thing today. And how do you guys deal with that?
Well, this kind of stress, you want to just trust your instincts. And don't do anything just because your friends are doing it or it seems cool. And if it's really bad, you want to talk to an adult, and you want to just make sure that you won't do anything you regret just because someone tells you to.
Yeah, I know. As we're getting older, there's a lot more peer pressure.
Well, just because your friends are doing it doesn't mean you need to do it. You could do something completely different, and you don't have to have friends doing it. You can do your own thing.
Yeah. As you guys are growing up, and now that you're at the junior high, you guys gain friends and you lose new ones. I mean, you lose old ones. What do you guys do when you guys lose friends?
Well, you know, it's natural for friends to move on and find new friends, and you to meet new friends, and that's really helpful. It makes you have more friends and be more socialized.
Well, it causes everyone stress because it's kind of how we grow apart. And so we want to make sure that we lose the other ones with, like, being gentle, and we don't want to hurt their feelings.
And have you faced that this year?
Yes.
And have you faced losing friends?
Yeah.
And has it been difficult?
No, it's usually natural for everybody to lose and gain new friends.
And there's no drama with that?
Well, there is, but it's managed pretty well.
That's good. And can you guys think of any situations where you've had to deal with friend stress? Don't say anyone's name because we don't want to cause stress. But is there any stress that you guys gone through?
Well, I know people who have spread rumors about other people, and, you know, it's not really that fair if you spread rumors just because you're jealous or something. It's not right.
And you don't want to join in and that hurt their feelings because
No.
you guys don't want your feelings hurt. And how about you, Caroline?
Well, I agree with Nate. I mean, it's part of junior high. We all have friend stress. But it's very important that we handle it with them, we talk it out, and we don't want to make anyone hurt just because we felt like just getting back at them.
Yeah, I know. It's, like you said earlier, fighting fire with fire, that's never the right thing to do. Do you guys have any other things you want to say about friend stress?
Well, friend stress is really hard, but if we handle it well, then it can be then we don't really have any.
That's great. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Stay tuned for more stress-related problems that have been happening to us.
shopping at the school store. We have lots of stuff to organize your lockers and just to use during school.
Well, when is it open?
It's open all Thursdays during lunches. Here's my money. We can't accept that. It's strictly night notes only.
How do we get those?
Night notes are awarded to you by your teachers when you go above and beyond the behavioral expectations. I can't wait to go shopping.
And I am on the Black Knights. And today, I'm from the Student Voice, and today I have
Zach Albro, 7th grade, Red Knights.
I'm Andrew Ricciuti. I'm in the 7th grade and I'm also a Red Knight.
and we're going to talk about home and school stressors. Let's start with at home. Is the amount of homework that you receive stressful?
It depends on the day, honestly, because I'm involved in a lot of extracurricular activities. So when I get home, I also have chores to do. So sometimes I can be late up at night doing my homework. So,
How about you, Zach?
Well, homework when I get home is always my first priority, so it isn't a problem, so it doesn't cause stress. So that's what I mainly do. And I also have a calendar on my phone that I usually keep schedule of like homework, like 30 minutes math, 30 minutes ELA, etc.
Yeah, also the new app on the iPads, the My Homework, that's really helpful too. It's really helped me last year. I know I didn't make the honor roll a few times, and I think the reason why I made the honor roll this year is because of the My Homework app. Does the after-school activities interfere with your homework?
well, on some days, if I ever have to stay late, then it can. Like I said before, I have chores at home, so if there's a lot of more chores, then it can interfere, but not most of the time.
Well, after my schedules, I usually, after my after-school things, I do homework, chores, and then, whatever I want to do in my free time. And so that's how I deal with.
Now that you're older, is it harder to maintain your schoolwork?
Well, no, it's actually easier because, you get much more mature when you're older, so you put your academics first instead of, like playing the Xbox.
How about you, Andrea?
Well, I haven't always been the most organized person, so with a lot more classes, I have to make sure when to turn in this assignment on this day, and make sure to bring this assignment, not to do this one, and it can be pretty challenging, but I make it work.
Now that you're older and in middle school, is it hard to maintain your schedule, or do you have to run on a new schedule? If so, why?
Well, I have to run a new schedule because, you have you have all your classes in one day, and so you usually can't, you don't have, a special each day like you usually have, like you had in Metcalf. So I usually use a new one, so it's like I use the calendar, so it's like it brings when I need to go.
How about you, Andrea?
Well, not really, honestly. I mean, it can, like what Zach said about the calendar, it can help sometimes, but not for me, not most of the time.
What are some ways you can reduce the stress?
Some ways I can reduce the stress, well, I have a lot of hobbies. Like, what I usually do is I love watching hockey games or catching up with sports, but I love writing. I love it. So what I'll do is if I'm under a lot of pressure for a big assignment, I'll just take a 20-minute break and I'll just write.
How about you, Zach?
Well, I really like to draw, so to reduce stress, I just, I get on my desk, take out a piece of paper and a pencil, and just start drawing. Also, I usually text my friends and ask them how their day is going. So I forget about my day and ask them about theirs.
Okay, let's change to school. Now that you are in middle school, is it more stressful for you? If so, why?
Well, yeah, it is because you have to run on a new schedule. So it's you have to run to 6 classes each day, and some days you don't even know what day it is, so you don't know where to go first.
How about you, Andrea?
Well, since 7th grade in our district is where junior high starts, it's definitely a bigger leap from elementary school all the way back to junior high. So there's no hand-holding in junior high. They expect you to come in prepared with the supplies you need for the school, make sure you're ready to do class. They expect good behavior out of you. So there's no hand-holding, but I think it's definitely going to prepare us for high school.
Are there more tests, or are there more advanced tests giving you stress at school?
Well, a little bit, because they're harder because you have one day to do it. Like, because in MECAP, you usually have, like, if you don't finish it that one day, then you can make it up the next day. But right now, they're like, oh, this is the only day you're going to be able to do this. You have to finish it, like, now.
They can be. If, sometimes in the first trimester, I would procrastinate on studying, and that was not a good idea because sometimes they would only give you 2 days to prepare for the test. But, so they can be more stressful because, like Zach said, they give you a day or two, but they just expect you to finish up the test the first period.
Thank you for joining us from the Student Voice, and please be sure to join us on our next segment.